Showing up, you get a lot of one-on-one with diamonds and coaches and all that. So thanks for showing up tonight. Okay. I want to do some self-reflecting because you've learned a lot, especially, I guess, in the last few weeks about your brain and your mindset, like what you're thinking when it comes to this business. So the first thing I want you to just write down is why you're doing this business. What's your why? Because by now you should have it solid. And if you don't, it's okay. It's just something you want to get down. Like, what makes you get up and want to do this business? Daily, weekly, whatever your schedule is. And then when you look at that, like a lot of the trainings we have is your why should make you cry, right? You should get this deep feeling of like, I have to do this for this reason. Um, so I want you to just rate next to it, like an intensity, 0 to 10. It's a 10 in my life. I'm intense about I have to do this, or maybe I'm just at a 5, right? But this is what I want. This is my why. Because I will tell you that this why can be highly motivating, but it's also motivating just to love what you're doing and love people and not really have a why yet, because maybe you can't imagine at this point all the things that you can do with this business. So there's no right or wrong here, but a good reason as to why you want to do this business should be written down. You should have a clear a vision, right? What is your goal? Now, this you could write pages on, right? But what I want you to give me is a 30-second version. So I want you to just take 30 seconds and say, what's my goal? One answer, 5 words, whatever, but just 30 seconds. So go for that. I always wish I had Jeopardy music when I'm doing this. It's like something has to play, right? You're used to hearing something. So when you have that written down, the next thing I want you to answer in your own honesty, integrity wise, how much time a day do you spend intentionally connecting with someone? That can be your husband, that can be your children, that can be your neighbor, right? But how much time do you intentionally connect with someone? So if you have, I had 6 kids I homeschooled, I intentionally connected with 6 of them every day, right? But it took priority. It took my focus. How many people and how much time do you spend intentionally connecting with people? I'm sorry. How much time? And so this is a great question to ask yourself, to also think about what else you do with your time, screen time, like truly dive into where you spend your time in a day. Because this is such a connecting business. But even putting business aside, right? Most of us are in this because we love Young Living. We love what it does for our health. We have our own health story. So even when I would connect with my children, Young Living would come into that naturally. And also it would boost their believability, right? By using it with them and on them. So truly connecting to someone in your daily, you refer things, you talk about recipes, or you talk about how you can help them with whatever. And so Young Living comes up naturally, right? You don't just sound just like a salesperson. When I put Christmas spirit on my oldest son's neck, undiluted, we had a intentional talk about hot oils and how he was my guinea pig so many of the times. And we just talked about that again when I was with him in Japan. And it was funny because he's like, I learned what oils work and what the hot ones are. And he had me do a raindrop on them. So just those connections over time. Number 4, this might be a loaded question you come back to, but what does success in Young Living look like to you? Just a few things, like what you would feel like you are a success in Young Living if. Another quick thought, because I want you to take your time on some of these later too. Another quick thought is yes or no. Do you think it's easier when you hit a certain rank? So I think it would be easier when I hit this rank, or I don't think it's going to be easier at any rank. You want to examine your thoughts about that and about the different ranks. So is it going to be easier when I'm a diamond because it just, you have so many people and they just automatically order and nothing happens on sale days with the internet? Does the business run itself? So do you have a thought or a thought pattern that when I hit a certain rank, then the business will run itself? Or it will get easier at this rank? What do you think about diamonds, crown diamonds, and royal crown diamonds? Now I'm having you dig into this because you all have had encounters with us at that rank along the way. Even those of us at the rank still have encounters with different people. So in your mind, I want you to think about things like, do I label a rank with a person, right? It kind of goes back to those money value sets. Like, do you think rich people are this way or that way? Do you think poor people are this way or that way? Do you have a thought about a diamond, crown diamond, or royal crown diamond ranking? If you do, this is where you go back to that mindset work, right? Because you can't say, I want to be something and then have a thought about it. That's not a positive thought. So what do you think about crown diamond? What do you think about diamond? Do you even know what their income averages are? What would you do with that money? Do you believe you'll be there, right? Those are important mindset values that you want to keep coming back to because they'll feed into your why. They'll feed into your time intentionally taken with people. They'll feed into your prioritizing this business. They'll feed into all of that. So what is your thought about that? Do you hold yourself back because of your current belief in yourself? Or how about Young Living? Because you used stress away and yet the person still cut you off and you felt stress. Or you tried this and maybe that didn't fit you. Do you have a belief system in there? Because I want to talk to you about how to grow this business. But all the things you've been learning about your brain and your mindset, they matter. They matter every second of every day because your brain is constantly trying to help you survive, right? You learn that. And being embarrassed or failing or something like that negative is as bad to your brain as if you walked on hot coals or you're about to fall off a cliff. Your brain's like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. So you really need to hone in on all the things you've been learning and implement them on a daily basis to just clear your mind and think about the things that are positive so you can go into your day doing the things you need to do to build your business. I'm going to leave it at that for now. Okay, do you think these products are affordable? Just real quick, yes and no. Where are you at right now? Maybe you've done the work, and I hope so, because they've been working on this with us for months. So have you done the work? Do you think they're affordable? Are they valuable enough that everyone has to have them? Gary's vision of an oil in every house. Do you have that vision? Right? I don't know if I'd go in the jungle just to make sure that somebody had that oil, but that was his dedication and his vision that we're here to carry on. Do you have every product? Do you own every product that pertains to your health or your family's health? So in other words, do you have a wish list of, I wish I could be on this vitamin or have this oil because my body or my family needs it? Or do you make it a priority to own that already? And if you own it, the second part of that question is, do you have back stock in it? Thanks for hanging with me. We're going through these. And if you guys are just joining, just jump right in on the questions. What is your current thought about our economy and your groceries? Write it out. What do I think about the economy and my grocery bill? If you had a guarantee that what we teach you every week for all these months actually would work, would you commit to doing the work every day for as many minutes or hours as you have? Yes or no? If you would, I want you to write out, I commit to doing the work of the things I've learned for the first 4 months of this year. And the great part is these are recorded. So if you've missed a class or whatever, I commit to going back and watching all the recordings. Only a few more for you. Have you added team members to this Ignite group from January to now? Have you added team members? How many? How many more can you add? Because see, you guys, the amount of diamonds you have here teaching you, we could have the potential of a Tony Robbins event of 20,000 people, right? On these Zoom calls. But the leaders that are in here doing this, we're not making personal calls to thousands of people. But you guys reach out to your team and your team reaches out to their team just to come to the Zoom, just to learn from people who have done it. You're getting private coaching from 8 of us, right? 8 or 9. I always lose count. 8 or 9 of us. But here's the thing. If you've ever had a physical, like fitness coach, you've ever had a business coach, and you look into how many thousands of dollars you spend on that, the reason they have you spend that money is so that you have buy-in, that you have commitment, that you have accountability. So when all of us got together to be on here every Monday night to teach and to train, we wanted to give all that to you all for free because we know the value of the years. We have the scars, right? We have the tear-soaked pillows. We have the confetti from hitting ranks and doing things. We want to bring all that experience to you guys for free. But what we want you to do is expand it. So invite your team. Tell them the value you get. When you intentionally meet with them, talk about Ignite. Because if we had all of those people and you guys were duplicating and bringing in more people, we'd get more scenarios, we'd have more experience, right? And we would grow together. And this is all about growing your business and growing our community together. So I would love you to add more people. And the last thing I want you to write down is, what is one hard thing that you have done for your business today, this week, this month? What is one hard thing that you are proud of yourself that you have done? So I want you to hold on to those questions for a minute, okay? And all your answers. Because I'm going to ask anybody who wants to share some of that to share after this, and we can ask questions then too. But I want to talk to you about why YL is better with a buddy. Anything's better than with a buddy. But Young Living is this unique, ever-growing business. They're adding products, they're adding information, they're adding scientific reports. We're doing classes together, right? I don't know about you, but I do not like to cook. So if somebody that came to my class loved to cook and added that value, that would be huge, right? and we could share a meal together or something. So I want to talk to you about Young Living being better with a buddy. But let's talk about accountability real fast. Traditional goal setting doesn't work most of the time. 60% of you set January 1st, New Year's resolutions, and only 8% actually do it. So they found 3 reasons why. Some didn't even get started. They wrote it down, then they said, forget it. Some were unable to achieve it through consistency with their goals, right? Have you ever tried that? I'm going to start this or I'm going to start that. And then you go, how did I miss it today or yesterday? 3 gave up before they ever made it 6 months. Okay, the same study confirmed that it takes an average person at least 10 unsuccessful attempts at a resolution before they either give in or begin to make the changes. 10 unsuccessful attempts. So you inviting people to classes and maybe there's a no-show, or you sharing your, love of lemon oil and the people don't care, that's okay. It takes 10 no's to get a yes, 10 unsuccessful attempts. But you guys are here because you're not going to quit. So you're not the quitting side. You're the side that starts to make changes. So that's awesome. Despite your best intentions, many of us lack the motivation and accountability to accomplish our goal. How about starting off your day trying to get the laundry done and everything intervenes and you go to bed and say, forget it. Like even simple tasks. Okay. So there is undeniable evidence to suggest that adding accountability to your goal setting can make all the difference in your success. To clarify it, the American Society of Training and Development found the following in a recent study. 65% of their participants completed a goal if they asked someone to hold them accountable to their goal and fully commit to accomplishing the projected goal. 95% of people successfully met their goals when they did the above and attended specific appointments with their accountability partner to discuss progress and success in an open, honest, vulnerable way. That means you can't hide the results, right? The researchers in this study highlighted the relationships between a specific action and the likelihood of accomplishing a goal through that action. So here's what it looks like. 10% of you all get this great idea. And I love brainstorming, so I'm probably crazy with ideas. 25, if you decide, percent of you decide to take action on the idea. 40% will put a deadline to it. 50%, if you have a step-by-step plan for how to meet your goal, will make the goal. 65% of you commit to someone, 65% success if you commit to someone to help you meet the goal. And 95% if you have a specific accountability appointment. So the one-on-one is what I'm getting at, is super important. This Monday night learning is fantastic. But if you're honest, as I am, we can hide, even in a Zoom, even on a smaller group. We can hide. We can just not talk or not put anything in the chat. And that's okay. You can be here to listen and learn. But if you dive in, if you get a Young Living accountability buddy, and if you make your goals SMART goals, right? Clear and concise with a date. We always took our picture at convention with like the next rank and a date. How many of you guys did that? Right? This is the date. I'm going to hit this rank. And you took your picture wearing the lanyard. It was specific accountability. And then we put it up in front of our desk or our mirror. So accountability, a lot of these leaders here, diamonds and even below diamonds, have business meetings. They have business Zooms where you can jump in and you can work with them. We have power hours where you can jump in and you can work with them. A lot of people do individual coaching. And so that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about tonight is accountability, because last year I went on a journey, ended 2022, and I lost 100 pounds. I lost it in 9.5 months. And there are some things I learned from that experience. I learned that the first week, it took a lot to figure out what was actually the plan of what I was doing and gather the materials I needed, right? And then it took me about a month to feel comfortable and like it wasn't all consuming in my brain of what I was doing. And then I had double accountability. I had a group and I had an individual, just like that study talked about. And so I would meet in this accountability person every day, group once a week, and we would talk, we would answer questions. And then I found out that it takes 6 months to establish the new habits. So in this business of building young living, if you want to do classes, do as many as you can, right? Have an accountability partner helping you set them up. Have a group that you maybe in your Facebook group for your team, you get in there and you say, I had a class this week and this is how it went. Because if you come out of the shadow, if you tell that brain, no, I'm going to do that hard thing because I want this, because my why is big enough, because I believe in myself and these products, and I want the people to succeed that I touch. I want them to have real results. And you push through and you become visible in your group and to an accountability partner, your business is going to soar. Your personal growth is going to skyrocket because you can talk to anybody in here. And the longer you're in this business and the more you research and the more you get coached, the more you change for the better, the more you see the things that you can do and the possibilities. So I found out that after 6 months, I had established these habits that were super healthy habits for both my body and my mind. But I also found out that it only takes 8 days to break a habit that you have worked 6 months on. Isn't that crazy? It only takes 8 days. So it's easier to jump back in the habit because you know what's going on. But what I wanted to tell you is don't get discouraged. You have these spurts of time and it gets exciting, especially convention or spring launch, or they're having a sale and it's super exciting and it feels like a sprint for a little while and you're contacting everyone. It's so exciting, right? And maybe you get out of the habit because something happened with a family member or you went on vacation. That's okay. You jump back in right afterward and you get right back with your accountability partner and you keep your goal right out in front of you. And that is the coolest part about this business. It's always growing. It's growing you. It's growing your relationships. It's growing your community. And so accountability is actually the way that this works the best. So when you see Ignite come up or you see a meeting, you know, there's table talk, other groups have things they do on another night of the week. Your team has a team call. You have power hours to go to. Jump in to as many as you can do in order to progress, but also cross-line relationships become amazing accountability partners. We love to say who you're running with, pick a running partner, right? Because they will help you meet the goal, especially if they're at the same rank and you guys want to rank together, walk across stage together. That makes it so fun. So I just encourage you to get your people to come to this and talk about the business. But if you invite someone, make sure you do the follow-up with them afterward, right? How did they like it? What did they like? What did they not like? What did they appreciate? So that's what I wanted to just jump in here and talk to you about, because accountability makes this business less overwhelming, less of here I am sitting at a desk by myself. And as we talk about struggles and how to overcome them and everything else, and you're on this Zoom, don't you feel like, oh, there is a community? I'm not alone. I know it does for me. When I hear other people say, oh, I was shy, I didn't want to approach that person or whatever, I'm like, I can relate to that. That was me. So I totally get it. So now I want you to unmute yourselves and ask questions. But if you're willing to share one of those questions that I asked, like your answer and maybe where you were and where you've come, or something that prompted for you to dig deeper or to reach out to one of us, we're all here because we want to help you, whether you're on our downline team or not. We want to help you. So make sure you know who we are that are teaching and that you can message us on Facebook And we would love to reach out and help in any way we can. So open mic, go ahead and open up. Ask a question or tell us something you learned from the questions we answered. Just come ask. Do those things. Go to all those things because that's what creates the belief. That's what negates your disbeliefs, your false beliefs. It's how you learn all this stuff. I know you guys know this. But one thing that Judy said is that Nina's consistent and they're and accountable to be at that specific.
Okay, friends, I think she froze. Is she frozen for you guys? Is it not just me? Okay. Hopefully she'll be back in a minute. Because she's got some good stuff tonight. I'm sitting here typing in those questions so that I can go back and answer them myself. And I don't know about you, but I don't love to do that.
Nope.
I don't. There she is.
Uh, uh,
Welcome back, friend.
Internet, right? Internet's fun. And and that's kind of why I was passionate about this tonight with accountability, because I wouldn't have lost the weight I needed to wait. There were many plateaus or times in my mindset that I was not progressing the way I wanted, right? In Young Living, if you're running for a rank, you give yourself 2 months and maybe you didn't hit it in 2 months. I had someone speak over me that you should rank up once every year. And there might have been a time that that happened, but that was not a current situation in my time. But that set an unrealistic expectation for me that another person spoke life into me instead and helped me. Because the whole thing is, if it takes you 20 years to get to diamond, is it worth it? Yes, right? So those are the things accountability partners do. So that's what I was saying. I'm passionate about it because you all need an accountability partner. You need someone to say, hey, I was on Ignite. Why were you not there? Right? Why didn't you show up? Also, brainstorming is fun with an accountability partner. You come up with crazy names for classes. But then you'll meet Crossline and have accountability. So I really want to encourage you to just write down a couple names of people that you're going to ask if they would like accountability, and maybe a few that you're going to ask if they would be your accountability. Because that whole teach two to teach two thing, that's about accountability. That's about sharing, right? And that's about helping someone else rank up. Because when we help others get what they want, we end up getting what we want just as a blessing. So I know we're only supposed to go 45 minutes. I don't have a watch, which is crazy. Okay, 3 minutes. So anybody else have something to share? Thank you all so much for showing up tonight. I really, really appreciate each and every one of you for doing it. Have a blessed night. Bye-bye, guys.
Thank you.